At the risk of sounding overdramatic, a tiny seed of fear has planted itself into my heart. What do you think about these dolls where their eyes are closed when they're laying down, but then when you pick them up, the eyes open? Creepy or cute? What do you think? I am headed inside an estate sale that is basically less than a mile from my house. I'm super excited about the photos. Let me just show you a little slideshow here of the photos that I was interested in, particularly this lovely Art Deco furniture in the blonde wood. Oh my gosh, I don't need furniture and I don't sell furniture anymore, but it's just beautiful. It's a day 2 of a 4-day sale, so I believe that if there's a discount it's only going to be 25% off, but I didn't want to wait till the last day and have everything that I wanted to look at already be gone, so I'm here on the second day. Let's go inside and see if I can find anything to help me restock my antique booth. The name of the estate sale company is The Bee's Knees out of Atlanta, Georgia. In addition to the beautiful blonde furniture, it looks like the sale has a nice collection of pottery, so I'm definitely going to check that out. And I am interested in this cast iron napkin holder. Looks like it's in the kitchen. I also really like the crocheted afghan on the right in this picture. They appear to be hanging over a shower door, and I really like vintage thermoses, especially if they are in interesting colors, which these appear to be. And they have some copper kitchenware that's really pretty. I see the copper tea kettles all the time. I don't think I've ever seen a set of the copper kitchen canisters out in the wild. And I'm also, of course, interested in the copper cookie cutters at the bottom of this picture. All right, so let's head inside, see what we can find. All right, let's start off in the dining room. Here's some Haviland. It's an entire set. I like this pink picture. I like the shininess of the glaze. $20 on that. Yes, everything is 25% off today. Those are cute. Wouldn't those be lovely in a dollhouse? Bavarian sugar bowl. Some pretty chairs, and I like this box. $10 on the box. All right, here's the bar. I like this picture. $40. The groovy look to it. And I like the big round stopper on this decanter, but it's $30. And I love that stained glass. $390 on that. Let's see. Here's a pretty piece of pottery. $20. What is this? Porcelain blue field. $90 for the set of dishes. A set of 3 Fiesta bowls for $15. I love that stamp. I'm gonna probably get these. I think that that's a very fair price for Fiesta. Black tea set by Bedesoa. Am I saying that right? I have no idea. Bedesoa. That's interesting. Little pottery, chicken or rooster, $10. I like this grater. It's $10. I just like it because of the age it has on it. All right, baby shoes in a little marble vase, $10. I'm upstairs now in a smaller bedroom. There's a pretty crocheted afghan and another one. Alrighty, look at these lamps. Flamenco glass, flamenco dancer lamps. I am in love with this afghan as well. I don't see a price, but I love the colors. Here we are in the largest bedroom upstairs. Right. Again, just tons of like family memorabilia that's been left behind, and that makes me sad. Anything in Christmas? I like that little it's not stained glass, it's like those plastic beads, but I like it. You put the beads in the oven, you put the whole thing in the oven and then it melts. Not seeing the kind of Christmas decor that I'm into, but that's okay. Not everybody likes the same things that I like. Little dog. Little bulldog, but $15. I'm gonna have to leave him. At the risk of sounding overdramatic, a tiny seed of fear has planted itself into my heart. What do you think about these dolls where their eyes are closed when they're laying down, but then when you pick them up, the eyes open? Creepy or cute? What do you think? Here's the copper that I really wanted to look at. $25 for the kettle and $42 for the set of kitchen canisters. I might have to come back on the last day and see if they're here. They probably won't be. Some more fancy stuff over here is this Fenton. I don't really know. Not good at identifying things that aren't marked generally. Here's all that pottery that was in the photo. Some really nice stuff. This is a lovely house, by the way. I like this. What is this? Oh, this is Bauer out of Los Angeles for $16. I'm going to look it up, I think. That turquoise one, I really like it. $20 on this jug. All right, into the largest bathroom, and I found a lovely Art Deco perfume bottle. There's no price on it, but I think I'm going to ask for one at the cashier. Jewelry box. I'm not crazy with the mustard yellow felt. What do you think about used makeup? Should they just throw it away? Here is that Afghan that I wanted to look at. It's $30. This one's pretty too. I like the fall colors on this one. All right, and what do we have here? Is this a swan? It says, let's see, take a better look. It says Occupied Japan on the bottom, and I don't see a price. I'm gonna check for chips, and then if it's, assuming it's in good condition, bring it downstairs as well. Only the bed is left. The dresser and the vanity are gone. The bed is $400 for a full-size bed. Let's head down into the basement. I saw a sign that said the basement of amazement. That must be one of their little corporate jokes that they do at their sales. All right, let's see. Christmas. I'm always looking for vintage Christmas paper. I really like that Sally Foster stuff, but I don't see any that here. And then some sewing supplies. Pretty little metal tin. Some vintage stationery. This seems to be more of the basement office area. And there are some beautiful built-in bookcases down here. I really don't need to buy any books today. Some interesting vintage photographs. Someone's scrapbook. Makes me sad the family didn't want to take it out of the sale. But some people don't have family. You just never know. Pretty piece of pottery. No price on it though. It's a cool antique cast iron stove, miniature. Very old iron, $10. It's heavy too. A vintage phone, $10, a big crack. Antique trunks in different sizes. Is that a train case? I like that. Taking another pass at the kitchen. This is the breakfast nook. I like this shaker, but there's only one. I really don't need to buy a single shaker because I will never find the match. Metal colander, $8. Here are the thermoses that I wanted to look at. $20. I love the colors on that one, the different shades of blue. And here's a big heavy metal one. It looks like they're all $20. Some Corningware. All right, well, I think I did pretty well in there. I only spent $50 even. So when I get back home, I will spread everything out as usual and tell you how much I paid for each item and how much I expect to be able to price it for in my antique and vintage booth. All right, well, that was a great estate sale. I'm so glad I went. I might end up going back on the last day just to see if I can pick up any last minute deals, because on the last day everything will be 75% off. That said, that was definitely not like a hoarded house or anything, so there wasn't a ton of stuff in the house for sale, but the stuff that they did have I really liked, and it was just a beautiful house. All right, so today I want to start with the perfume decanter. I did get a price for this at the register, and he basically said $5. So with the discount, this was $3.75 today. It's a really pretty one. It's not marked or anything, but it is Art Deco style, and I will put $19 on this, and it should sell fairly quickly. I will probably set it on top of my mirrored vanity tray that I have in the booth, and it's just gonna look beautiful. Okay, and then the next thing, it's so fancy that it's kind of a little bit strange, but I really like it. I guess that's the part that's strange, is because I normally don't like flowery, fancy stuff like this. But this is an Occupied Japan swan trinket box. You could put jewelry in there or something on your bedside table, and I just think it's fabulous. I bet that both of these things were originally sitting on that Art Deco vanity, which was already gone when I got there. So someone may have purchased that on the first day, or maybe they purchased it and got it because it wasn't even in the house anymore, or maybe they purchased it today before I got there. But I bet you that this was definitely sitting on top of that vanity, and possibly this. So I figure when the vanity left the building that they put these things in the bathroom on the counter. All right, so the Occupied Japan swan is not too terribly valuable. It was also $5 since it wasn't priced. He basically said, if it's not priced, it's $5. And I was like, well, that's fair. When I got home, I realized that these aren't really that valuable or uncommon. I certainly do like it, and I'm also going to price this at $19. So it was $3.75. And oh my gosh, I just think it's fabulous. Look at the roses, and I really like these little flowers right here in the blue and pink. I did check it very carefully, and there are no broken roses, which is a commonly occurring type of damage, but it's just perfect, and I love it. Starting to like the flowery stuff more. Strange. The cookie cutters, I got all 17 that they had, and they were 75 cents a piece. They will sell for $3. I just really like them. My customers seem to like them too, and I needed some more. I have them in my booth on top of that 3-tiered galvanized metal display stand that I have, and they look great in there. So I needed some more to fill it up because they've really been selling well. I should mention that the cast iron napkin holder was already gone. Let's talk about this picture that I got. This is, I'm going to try to pronounce this. I had to Google how to pronounce this correctly. This is an Italian pottery or terracotta picture, and this name right here is pronounced Tereso. Tereso. That's the best I can do. It was $7.50 with the 25% off today. I am going to put $28 on this. It's just lovely. This, it looks like Fiesta ware from across the room, and I thought it was at first, but it's not. It is a pretty fabulous piece of Bauer ringware out of Los Angeles, California. So this should be from the 1930s and 1940s. I want to read you what Google AI says about it. I paid $12 for it with the discount. I'm going to put $48 on it. Here is what Google said about my picture. The estimated market value for a vintage Bauer pottery Monterey ice lip pitcher. So it's got the ice lip on the spout. in very good condition generally ranges between $55 and $125. The exact value depends heavily on specific factors, one being the condition, two being the authenticity. It does have the Bauer Los Angeles authentic stamp on it. And then three being color rarity. While turquoise is highly collectible and classic for California art pottery, it is more common than rare glaze variants like ivory or black, which can push values upwards of $125 to $200. Okay, so a couple of things is that mine does have some wear on the bottom, so the condition is not perfect. Other than that, I think it's really lovely. I'm going to put $48 on mine because, like it says, the turquoise is not as highly collectible and because I have some wear on the bottom. There was a white picture on that table in the photos, and I honestly don't remember. I need to look back at the video footage to see if it was still sitting there or not. If that's the ivory one, then obviously the ivory one is more valuable according to Google than my turquoise one. But to me, the ivory just isn't as interesting as the turquoise. Because the estate sale is less than a mile from my house, I will probably go back tomorrow, see if that ivory colored one is still sitting there, and see if it's also a Bauer, in which case I'll probably grab that one too. Super exciting. And that leaves just the Fiesta bowls. The Fiesta bowls were just $3.75 a piece. And I'm going to put 18 on these, and I think that they will sell. Isn't the stamp just fabulous? And the colors of these things are just fabulous, in my opinion. I just love Fiesta. It may not be the most valuable thing in the world right now, but it will have its day again. I just love all of their colors. The HLC stands for Homer Laughlin Company. Homer Laughlin Company owned Fiesta Ware until 2020, when Fiesta Ware, I guess, just rebranded and then just took off the Homer Laughlin part. So anyway, it was the art director of the Homer Laughlin Company that designed Fiesta. And boy, that art director definitely came up with something cool because it is a classic and eventually it will sell in the booth. All right, so not a huge haul, but I'm really pleased with the things that I got, and I might go back. I'll take you back in there again if I go back, or at least show you what I found when I go back in. Okay, so just a couple of things like that I've got like brewing in my brain, but in terms of offering things in the videos for sale, something occurred to me when I was thinking about this video, and it was that if someone watches the video a year from now and they want to purchase something from me, I don't want them to be disappointed when I say, oh, I'm so sorry, that video is a year old. You know, it's already gone. It's in my antique booth and it already sold. So I really need to like flesh this plan out and figure out what I'm going to do. I pretty much can't sell something from this haul unless someone lets me know within the next 2 weeks that they want to buy it. You can send me an email at juliesvintagelove@gmail.com. But without a selling platform that actually, will take the listings off when they sell, I'm going to run into, some snags. And then also, it's not a good idea if you have, in my opinion, if you have an antique booth and you sell online, to have things that are sitting in your antique booth listed online. I really think that they should be separate, because if you have people fall in love with something that they see online and it's in your antique booth and it just sold, and then you have to tell them that, oh, I'm so sorry, it just sold from my antique booth, it's not available anymore. I just think that will create dissatisfaction amongst customers. That's just my personal opinion. I clearly have no experience with both having an online store and with having an actual booth in a brick and mortar location. So if any of that is not correct, let me know. But yeah, like someone could be watching this video a year from now and not realize that the video is a year old and send me an email that they really want to buy this. And of course, I won't have this in a year. Once I put this in the booth on August, it's the weekend of August 23rd, whatever that That Thursday that's the day that I will put this in the booth, all of this stuff. So anyway, that's something I really need to think about, how I'm going to make that work. And it may just be that I need to have a sales platform online somewhere. So I need to think about that. The other thing that I thought might be funny, and I don't know if I can pull it off, but I thought it might be fun, was if I took these cookbooks that I like and I found a recipe in there and I attempted to make the recipe, I would have to do that at the end of one of my usual videos, because if I start doing videos that are just straight cooking show, for one, it's not going to be polished like the YouTube cooking shows, the people that you see who are really good at filming their cooking show, because I was just like, again, I'm going to be starting from scratch and I'll have probably no idea what I'm doing. Also, it will completely confuse the algorithm if I start making cooking shows, and the algorithm won't know who to show my videos to. YouTube is complicated. It won't know whether to show my videos to people who watch cooking shows or to people who watch shows about vintage resale. So anyway, it would have to be a segment, sort of like a pet outtake on the end of one of my videos. And I thought the first thing perhaps I would do was, just to practice maybe with the cooking, is show you the homemade dog food that I make for my dogs. That's like its whole big production. So I know a lot of you are interested in the pets, and I think that would be good practice for me, is showing you how I make my homemade dog food. But also, since I love these old cookbooks so much, I just think it would be so much fun to make some of this stuff and put it at the end of my regular videos. What do you think? Are you interested in me doing short cooking segments in my kitchen at the end of my videos? I mean, if you're not interested, you can just turn off the video at that point. But if you are, you can just keep watching. That's kind of how I think about it. Anyway, please go in the comments and type yes or no as to whether or not you would be interested in that or not. And I sure do appreciate that. Just getting some feedback. Well, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the shop along at the estate sale with me. What a lovely house that was. If you do enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. It is completely free to subscribe to someone's YouTube channel. Well, thank you again for being here with me today. And as always, I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.